Hi everyone, here we are, Robin and Anna for the Tipsy Realtor. This is our last Tipsy Realtor of November.
Yes. Can you imagine? It's actually 1 month left.
Yes, and then
we're done with the 2024.
I know.
It's incredible. Yeah. And next week, which means next week we're gonna give away the prize.
That's right, our amazing smoker prize.
Exactly. So
which
that's
is going to be great for Christmas or anybody over Christmas.
Yeah.
So
totally, it's a great gift.
It is. So today we are going to make a cocktail called Treasure Island, which sounds super cool. And we're going to talk about how to get the government to give you your down payment. And I'll be honest, my favorite topic, I like to call it tax mitigation.
It's going to be a Robin show. So just, we'll go with it.
And if you have any questions, type them in. We're here real time so we can answer them. But honestly, there is a lot of ways the government will give you down payment. So this is super exciting for me, and I will try not to ramble on forever.
Yeah, let's do like a point form because January 25th at 10 a.m. in Tuxedo Community Center, we'll be hosting 2-hour workshop on exactly this topic. How to use RSPs, how to get the down payment from the government, all those things. So if today you love what you hear, and please come and bring your friends and family for January 25th seminar, or contact us directly and we can sit down with you over the holidays even and answer those questions.
Sounds wonderful. Yeah. So, but most importantly, let's get drinking.
Yes, this is a cocktail. Sounds wonderful. The Treasure Island.
The Treasure Island. Okay, so shake your glass full of ice.
Yeah.
What is today's drunk? That's from your husband.
Drunk?
What is today's drunk?
Today's drunk is my husband, obviously. Treasure Island. So 2
ounces of spiced rum.
I think they can see that bottle. It's enormous.
Half an ounce of lime juice. Yeah. And then I made passion fruit syrup and honey syrup. And it's super simple. I just went and got a passion fruit, shoved seriously the entire thing in the pot. Yeah. Sugar, water, let it boil until it reduced, and we have passion fruit syrup.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Half an ounce of passion fruit syrup.
There is a will, there is a way, right?
And then honey syrup was the same thing. It was honey, sugar, water, again, in a pot, boiled.
So that's it's not just honey. It's actually you have to make honey syrup.
Honey syrup. And then we're taking
a little bit of bitters, Agostada bitters.
Bitters, and half of, I didn't do an ounce of pineapple juice.
No, you haven't done it yet. Yeah, make sure you measure that juice properly. You don't want to get too much juice.
Exactly. And then shake for 15 seconds.
Let's do 15. So guys, here, yesterday we have actually fun stuff coming up for Tipsy Realtors.
We do.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're taking it, and your husband says he wants money from the government. Sorry.
Spilly talker.
Spilly talker. Shaking it, pouring it into the cocktail glass.
Cool.
And as we all know, I love to make a mess.
Yeah.
And we're going to take now Red Bull, and we're going to do a splash of Red Bull on top.
How crazy is that?
And then put our
couldn't
straw in there.
Try not to spill the Red Bull all over the place.
There we go.
Yeah.
And here is your Treasure Island.
Let me get my drink.
See, we have it in tiki glasses.
Tiki glasses. Yeah, garnished with pineapple, which I had a hard time cutting.
Exactly.
How's it?
Really good. It totally tastes like a drink you drink by a pool.
It's delicious.
It is delicious. This is danger delicious because this is 2 ounces of alcohol in here.
Those are syrups are really
change the flavor.
Yeah,
I know.
It's very nice.
It doesn't taste like pineapple at all. It actually it has all that kind of different flavors in it, and it is amazing.
You definitely taste the Red Bull though. Like it's kind of interesting, or just me because I had way too much back in the day. Like I was like I can just. Yeah, it's very tropical on the sweet side. If you don't like super sweet, I would say put less of a honey syrup, a little bit more of lime to reduce that sweetness because I think that passion fruit syrup is really brings the complexity to this. And it's, This is good.
It is a good cocktail.
It's like, I wonder if you can make a big jar of it.
Oh, I think you can make this into a punch. Easy.
Punch?
Yeah, you could easily make this
I
into
like
a punch.
punch.
If you had a big party, this would be a good punch one. All right, but how to get money from the government for your down payment. So first of all, there's a bunch of different ways, but we're going to start with step one, first-time home buyers. Now, keep in mind, if you are someone who is recently separated or divorced or about to separate or divorce, this program applies to you because the moment you become separated or divorced, have a separation agreement, can prove that you've had a breakdown of a relationship that has matrimonial status, whether it be common law or legal marriage, you apply as a first-time home buyer again. So that means you get to go back to the beginning, all from the start. All of this applies to you. It's actually, I'm probably the weirdest person when someone's like, oh, I'm getting a divorce, or I'm getting separated, or I've broken up with someone. I'm like, oh my God, you get first-time home buyer status again. Did you know that? It's so cool. So to me, that's really exciting, but this all applies to you. So first of all, you have a ridiculous amount of programs that apply to you. First of all, you have the first-time home buyers account, which is $8,000 a year, but they don't let you to go back with contribution room. So if you're getting a divorce or separation, go start your first-time homebuyer account now, because you would get $8,000 for this year and then another $8,000.
And where do you go for to start?
To the bank. Go to the bank.
Go to the bank.
And you'll get $8,000 this year and then $8,000 for next year. Now, what a first-time homebuyer account is it's like an RRSP and a TFSA got together and they had a baby. So when you put money into your first-time homebuyer account, it buys your income down like an RSP, but all the growth inside it is tax-free like a TFSA.
Right. So and you have to be 18 plus to open that account, right?
And you have to be a resident of Canada.
All right, there you go. Okay.
So you have that one, and you can put up to $40,000 into that, and you have up to 15 years to buy a house. So that's the one account. The other account is your RSP. Now, the RSP is now allowed. You can put all the money into your RSP that you want, and you can borrow back $60,000 as your down payment, and you can use this in conjunction with the first-time homebuyers account. So you'll have $40,000 from the first-time homebuyers plus $60,000 from your RSP, and if you're buying a house together as a couple, you each have this. So that means that you each have $100,000 room to do this. So keep that in mind. And if one of you is a first-time home buyer and the other one's not, that's okay. You can still use the first-time home buyer stuff with the one person who is a first-time home buyer and still have that other person on title who isn't. So that's all good. So basically what we're saying is, let's say you have a bunch of money in a TFSA, or it's being gifted to you by a family member or anything like that. You want to make sure you put it into your RSP or your first-time home buyer's account to help buy down your income. And the reason why I say it's called buying down your income is that's really what you're doing. You're buying down your income, hoping that you'll get a tax refund or stuff like that. So realistically, most people, first-time home buyers, are about $30,000, $40,000 a year, maybe $50,000, $60,000. You should be getting anywhere from a 30 to a 40% tax relief on that. So let's say, and I'm just using this as an example, you have $100,000 that you put in. You should get a good 30 to 40% back from the government. That's a heck of a tax refund. Of course, it all depends on tax brackets, and we're not accountants and all this other kind of stuff.
Disclosure.
Exactly. But it is an amazing way to be able to reduce your taxable income and get money back from the government. And then what we always tell people is, if you do this, you can actually take the refund, and let's say hypothetically, come January 1, you go out and you get the biggest RSP loan you could possibly get from your bank. So if the bank says, we're going to give you a $10,000 RSP loan, awesome. Take $10,000, put it into your RSP, and keep paying that loan payment. But as soon as you get that refund, which is going to be about $4,000 to $5,000, take it and apply it as a lump sum payment to that loan, and then turn around and take what's left over and pay that off over the rest of the year. So there's a couple of things, and this is math and calculations and all that kind of stuff, which is my super geeky side, is that if you were to take money and lump sum it into your RSP every single year, you will have almost 3 times more money over a 35-year period than you would if you were to slowly make a $200 or $300 payment every single month. So borrowing the money to throw it into your RSP is actually better for you than it is to just make like $300 payment every month, because then you're only adding $300 every month, and then that's only growing. Where if you just took the whole $3,600 as a loan and lumped it into your RSP, that $3,600 grows for the entire time of your investment of the year, and that's really, really good.
Somebody's calling for Batman.
Someone's calling for Batman. So anyways, so that is why you want to make sure that you're doing the RSP loans, because that's going to help you get that money back from the government. And then, of course, max out your first-time homebuyer savings account.
Mm-hmm.
So that is ways that you can use money to get money back from the government. But then we actually found a new thing for the people who are not first-time home buyers, which I was very excited about. And I didn't even realize this, but once it was pointed out, I was like, that's brilliant.
I'm curious. Did I forget about this?
Well, about how you can displace your RSPs. So if you take money out of your RSPs, and as long as you pay it back within the same tax year, no matter who you are, this applies to everybody.
Yeah.
There is actually no taxable
That's right.
ramifications to you, because if you only displace it within the same tax year and pay it back within the same tax year, you can actually borrow your RSPs.
It's like
basically
cancels each other out.
It does.
So that's why there is no tax.
But you'll lose your contribution room. So like, let's say hypothetically, I have, well, I don't know, let's say I have $100,000 in contribution room right now. Mm-hmm. If I take $100,000 out of my RSPs, then to pay it back, I'm using my contribution room to pay it back. So I'll lose the contribution room. But if you're someone who's never going to max out your RSPs year over year over year, then realistically, the contribution room doesn't matter to you. So you can borrow out your RSPs and pay it back because of that contribution room and have no tax ramifications, which I think is actually pretty cool, especially if you know you're coming into a bonus, got money coming in a little bit, all this other kind of stuff. Like if you've got some things happening and you know the money's down the road, but the opportunity to purchase is now, that's a great time to do it.
Yeah, I hope you guys taking the notes there really fast, because I listened to this at least, I don't know, 15 times now, and I'm still like, okay, hold on. I'm going to putting the dots together.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and then also too, so if you borrow for your RSPs, like just if you borrow in general, over a 18-year period, you will be $72,000 ahead borrowing and using your refunds to pay back the loan and then paying back the loan than you would be if you were to just do the same monthly payment yourself.
Yeah, like one of the things about the whole program that fascinates me all the time, how borrowing actually makes more financial sense than saving.
Well, and not just that. When you're borrowing at these interest rates, like you're borrowing at 4%, and if you're smart and have a good investor, you're investing those RSPs and you're getting 16 to 22%.
That's hope.
Oh, that's what I get.
Yeah, well,
I self-directed. I get 16 to 22%. But
be careful what you put out there. People's gonna start hiring you.
But even this SP500, the SP500 has a proven track record of 10 to 12% per year. Mm-hmm. So if you can borrow at 4% and you can put it in the SP500 at 10 to 12% per year, then realistically, you're still making money. Even if you're borrowing at 7% and putting in the SP500, you're still making 3 to 5% with other people's money. And that's what's so fantastic. Like, using other people's money to make more money is actually the coolest thing in the world. And it's fascinated me because as someone who doesn't have a post-secondary, who came from Calgary housing, who didn't grow up with money, it has fascinated me in my career how you get to talk to people who have a ridiculous amount of money, how they got it, the things they've done. And it is fascinating how easy it is to borrow money as long as you have self-control, because that's the other thing. You have to really be self-controlled and you have to be cautious.
Well, you have to, when you borrow money, you also have to make sure you invest the money.
Correct. Well, yeah, and you make sure you invest the money wisely. Yeah. But how you can borrow money to make money and how easy it is. And then the more money that you have, the more money that you make with the money that you borrow, the more money the bank wants to give you. And it is, to me, fascinating, like how much money the bank will keep lending me to make more money. And I'm like, this is absolutely awesome.
Like, unfortunately, nobody's teaching people. Like, they don't explain what RSPs can be used for. A lot of people say, you put it there, and once you retire, you get super old, you go and get them. And they never teach them how you can use it in between that, which is, I think, to me is the most brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
All right.
big topic. As you can see, there
But
was
this is why you have to come to our seminar.
Yeah, in the seminar we have a lot of spreadsheets and tables and numbers, and you can actually ask questions one-on-one, make an appointment with us. It's complex, but once you understand it and actually see on paper, I know you like. There's a graphs about saving and borrowing and paying off, and it's actually once you see those numbers, you're like, oh my god, why I have never done it before. And I honestly, like, if you are a younger person, because like I'm trying to encourage right now, like the young generation, really just start thinking about it, because when you get to the age of 40 and 50, like it's almost a little bit too late. You're like kind of paddling back. It's still doable, but you paddle back. When you are super young, this is like you can build so much with it if you just follow this formula.
Totally. And like for me, I bought my first house when I was 21 years old, only because I did the math of renting versus owning. And I saw that the path of real estate and renting, that I would make more money in the short term on owning versus renting.
Right.
And that renting, I was losing 100% of my money, where when I was owning, I was only losing a smaller percentage. So like I actually had this conversation with someone.
Payments, yeah.
Well, so I had this conversation with someone the other day, and they were like, yeah, but my rent is $1,700 a month, and I can't afford $2,200 a month because I'll be paying more per month in the mortgage payment with condo fees. And so I showed her, I said, okay, but with all the growth that's happening, because you're in an upward trajectory market, so this is actually the perfect market to invest in, because we know we're going up. Right? We have no risk factors really. We have very little risk factors that could happen that would cause the Canadian or the Calgary real estate market to go down. So I said, based on the growth, if we were to divide the growth, so the inflation of housing prices over the next even 2 years, and divide that growth on a monthly basis, technically you would be making, not to include the amount that you'd be paying down, which would be about $300 to $400 a month, you would be making $1,495 a month. So add your $300 to $400 a month that you'd be paying off in principal, you're looking at $1,800 a month. So yes, your monthly payment would be more, let's say $2,200 a month versus your $1,800 a month, but technically you would actually be reducing your rent to $400 per month by buying a house versus renting. So do you want to pay $1,800 a month and lose $1,800 a month at 100% loss rate?
Yeah.
Or $400 a month at a 100% loss rate for the next 2 years? Like, and I know my husband laughs because I can ramble away about numbers till the cows come home, and he just like, yeah, I just can't do it the way your brain does it. But it is amazing when you start just applying math to crap and you look at it with math and without emotion. There is a lot of really cool.
To crap?
Applying math
to craft.
To crap.
To crap?
Applying math. You just use math, not emotion.
That's a technical real estate language right there.
Yeah, but apply math and take the emotion out of it. Yes. Because math doesn't lie. Math is math.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't lie.
I'm sure
it tells you the
like
truth.
The engineer is agreeing with you right now.
Exactly. Math is math, and it's awesome that way. And if you take all the emotion out of it and you just use math to make decisions, it makes a lot of sense. So you can, as a renter, you can pay your $1,800 a month, or you can reduce your rent. We'll call it rent. So your 100%, your loss rate, call it your loss rate. You can reduce your loss rate to $400 a month by owning, even though more monthly money will be coming out of your pocket.
That's right.
So anyways.
Yeah. Well, let's throw some numbers and.
Oh, you know what I totally forgot to do? Hang on. I never put the recipe on the screen.
But if you miss the recipe on the screen, you know what you should do? You should go to Amazon and purchase our Tipsy Realtor journal. It's a journal conversation. Oh, it's right there.
I'm getting it.
You did something there.
There you go.
So this is a season 5 journal. So obviously it makes oh my God.
Keep going.
All the cocktails are there for the year. All our real estate topics are there for the year. And you can buy it at Amazon for yourself to follow with us live, or you can, it makes a great gift for anybody who loves making cocktails.
Absolutely. Okay. But now we're going to do our prize, because this is the last day of the show for you to remember to like and share our show.
Well, last week. So
last week.
Yeah, we're going to be, getting we're going to be announcing the winner next Wednesday live on the show. So you have until next Wednesday to love, like, share, and tag your friends and family. If you like the cocktail and you want them to see it, you like what you heard today on the show, and your name will be entered as many times as we find between November 1st and the next show. And we are on all social media platforms.
All social media.
Obviously, Facebook Live, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Okay, but next week we are doing Mull It Over. That is the cocktail. And do you have time to think in a real estate transaction? We're going to explain to you, do you have time? Because a lot of people, a lot of times, they feel like they don't have time. And we're going to explain to you how to make sure you have time when you need time and not have time when you don't need time.
Yeah.
But most importantly, if you love, like, and share our show and feel that you have friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, anyone that you talk to who needs help in real estate, we're going to give them the right advice, no obligation, anything like that. We're just going to give them the right advice so they can call us anytime. We can help them out. It's because to us, it's actually really important you make good decisions. We believe that doing our job well, the byproduct is success, which we've been really grateful in the amount of success.
Well, and I feel like, there's people right now like planning for the next year.
100%.
Like, it's that month as like, okay, 2025 goals coming in. As maybe it's your goal to buy something, purchase or sell, and do a transition next year. And you don't know what that's gonna look like. You don't know if you can qualify for it. Well, we can make you with the planning part of it as well. We can sit down and see what it's all about and make that plan. So come 2025, you're ready.
But we're willing to sell you a house now too.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? A lot of people hear that inventory has increased. And we did a show, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Yes, inventory has increased. It doesn't mean that there is a lot of quality of inventory. So we're still spending a lot of time with our buyers looking for that right house. Just because the numbers are higher for the houses to buy, they're not maybe the perfect ones.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Call us, love us, like us, share us. Yeah. We appreciate follow
Tag
us.
Tag us,
follow us,
subscribe. Hashtag.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.